The Cognitive Abilities Test. The Cognitive Abilities Test is a nationally standardized, norm-referenced test. Here in Yorkville, this test is administered to all students in 2nd and 4th grades in the fall. The COGAT is a measure of reasoning and problem solving. Research has shown that these skills are related both in school and out of school. These skills will develop gradually throughout a person's lifetime and at different rates for different individuals. The combination of a COGAT score and an achievement score can be good predictors of student achievement. The COGAT does not measure such factors as effort, attention, motivation, and work habits. These factors are additional contributors to student achievement. Here in Yorkville, students will take two different test sections, verbal and quantitative. The verbal section, or battery, measures a child's ability to remember and transform sequences of words, understand words, and make inferences and judgments about the words. The quantitative battery measures a child's understanding of basic concepts and relationships that are essential for learning mathematics. The mathematical tasks students are asked to perform measure the student's understanding of relational concepts and the student's ability to discover relationships and the student's ability to figure out a rule or a principle that explains them. Because COGAT is nationally normed, it can compare the individual's test performance with the test performances of other students throughout the nation of the same age. In addition to national norms, the COGAT can also provide local norming results. It can compare an individual's test performance with the test performances of other students throughout the school district of the same age. The goal in Yorkville School District is to meet the instructional needs of all students. The Gifted Resource Department uses these test results as one of the measures for identification of gifted and talented students. Research supports that gifted and talented learners are at risk for underachievement. Modifications to the regular curriculum and instructional strategies are needed to facilitate student growth. For additional information on gifted and talented in Yorkville, please click on the link provided. This is an example of a cognitive abilities score report. In the first column, we see test with verbal and quantitative. In this next column, we see the number of items. Both in verbal and quantitative, we have the number 48, which means students were tested with 48 questions in each of these test areas. In this column, we see number attempted. This shows the number of questions the student attempted to answer. Looking at the raw score column, this is the first unadjusted score obtained in a test. It is usually found by adding the number of correctly answered items in a battery of tests. In this example, we see that the student answered 32 of the 48 questions correctly in verbal and 36 of the 48 questions answered correctly in quantitative. The USS column, or Universal Scale Score, is a standard score that is used for the age and grade norms table. This will be used to obtain scores such as a standard age score and the grade percentile rank. The SAS, or standard age score, has a mean or an average of 100. The purpose of this score is to compare the rate and level of cognitive development of an individual student to other students of the same age. Now we are looking at two columns, PR which means percentile rank, and S for stannine. The percentile rank can range from a number from 1 to 99 by indicating the percent of individuals who scored lower in that same group of the same age. The S column stands for stannine. It actually was created from the words standard 9, and these are standard scores that range from 1 until 9. It is an easier way to put groups of percentages together. So in this example, we see the student has a percentile rank of 55% in verbal and a stannine of 5. This means that 55% of the students of the same age scored lower than this particular student in the verbal area. In quantitative, we see a 62% percentile rank and a stannine of 6. This means that 62% of the students taking this test of the same age scored lower than this particular student. On this column, we see a grade comparison. So again, we have PR, percentile rank, and S for stannine. This is a national comparison of this student's performance comparing to other students of the same grade. So in this example, the student scored a 61% percentile rank with a stannine of 6. Nationally, this means this student had 61% of the students score lower in the area of verbal. And in quantitative, we see a 71% with a stannine of 6. Again, it means that nationally of the same grade, 71% of the students scored lower than this particular student. Our final column is the local column. Again, we have PR for percentile rank and S for stannine. This is a comparison of this particular student with students within the school district of the same age. So we see that this student had a percentile rank of 57% and a stannine of 5 in the verbal area. This means within the Yorkville School District, 57% of students performed lower than this particular student in the verbal area. In quantitative, we see a percentile rank of 68% and a stannine of 6. That means in the Yorkville School District, 68% of the students of the same age scored lower than this particular student in quantitative. This concludes the explanation of the Cognitive Abilities Test and how to read a score report. If you have any additional questions, please contact your child's building principal.